Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week, and we do that as best we can. If you are in a toxic situation, this audio is for you. We've got over 1,100 of these available for your listening pleasure. Variety of topics. We're going to get hopefully on a better schedule in early 2022, probably about halfway through the month is my goal. Anyway, if you are new, please subscribe, like, comment below, all that good stuff, and would love to be of service. In any event, please feel free to reach out. A couple ways to do that: at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way can get you in contact with me or a member of my team. We can move from there. Signs of toxic nature, toxic behaviors. The first is repression of emotion. Repression of emotion is toxic because sooner or later it will come out. It'll come out in your health. It'll come out in the way you see the world. It'll come out in the way you relate with others. It'll come out in any number of manners and ways. And that can be super toxic and negative, not because you're a bad person, not because you deserve to be miserable, not because of anything other than the simple fact that at the end of the day, you've got challenges, and if you don't find ways to express the emotions that come from those challenges, you will eventually kind of fall under the negativity of those lack of expressions. The next is toxic nature, needing to have control over everything. So obviously we want to have control because we're trying to create a perception of security in the way that we move forward in a positive direction there. And when we begin to understand the value of knowing how to do that, of doing it consistently, of finding ways to continue to be a happy, healthy, and meaningful person, we then begin to understand the value to the quality of our relationships and the importance of maintaining high quality and high functioning and high value relationships. When we also begin to understand how to do that, um, you know, there is a lot of challenges there, and sometimes being able to understand how to release control, how to be more in the flow, how to be more alert and aware, how to be healthier and smarter and good to yourself is one of the most important things that you can do so that you can get more out of uh, your daily living and your daily work and all of the good that comes with that. The next thing there is to kind of look at the possibility that being overly independent can actually be a toxic thing. Now, over independence is good in small doses. That is, it's smart to be independent. It's important to maintain independence. It's important to understand how to be independent. But the problem becomes, how do we control our tendency towards independence in a manner that is meaningful, helpful, smart, intelligent, and all that good stuff in a continual way. And when we begin to understand how we do that, how do we continue to do it in a way that makes sense for us without overwhelming ourselves, without getting to a negative space, without getting to, ultimately a harder level within ourselves, and then finding interdependence becomes our responsibility. But unfortunately, mainstream society doesn't do a lot of teaching or a lot of educating on interdependence, and so being interdependent is something that we have to learn how to do. It's a learn as you go sort of thing. The next thing is perfectionism. So perfectionism is super dangerous because obviously there is no such thing as perfect in reality. Perfectionism doesn't exist because to be perfect is an impossible task. It doesn't mean that there aren't people who try and do it. It just means that doing it is a never-ending thing. Whose version of perfect are you living under? Whose version of perfect are you trying to connect with? Whose version of perfect are you trying to reach? And how do you know if you successfully reached it? So, my version of perfect and your version of perfect can be very different. How do we know if that level of perfection is attainable? All of those are questions that can often get in the way in a number of ways, and that is almost never a good thing. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you, Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.